With this session update, I'm Shannon Lurkey. Senator Paul Anderson announced in February that he would not seek re-election this November. Today, he offered his farewell to his Senate colleagues. Let's go to the Senate chamber.
Say it isn't so. I am grateful for this opportunity, members. As many of you know, I wasn't planning on giving a retirement speech, and I'm sure many of you were thankful for that. But I had a change of mind when I had the opportunity to have very special guests with us today. My family, my mom, my wife Jamie, our girls Lacey and Maggie, and then dear friends, former Congressman Ramstad, Catherine Ramstad, and Greg Rye. And so with that opportunity, I am very grateful for Craig and for you, Mr. Secretary, Mr. President, for allowing me this opportunity to address the group. Most of you know Congressman Ramstad personally. Some of you worked with him directly or know him by reputation, but Jim served this body. I believe, Jim, if I remember right, your desk was somewhere in the area over here, served with Senator Cohen. He served the body from 1981 to 1991, representing much of what Senate District 44 is today. He also then went on to serve in Congress, representing the 3rd Congressional District for 9 terms, from 1991 to 2009. I had the privilege of working for Jim for nearly 6 years. And for a young guy fresh out of college, I could not have had a better mentor in Jim Ramstad. I was with him in the days following 9/11 and with him campaigning on Main Street in Hopkins on that fateful day in late October 2002 when Jim's good friend, Senator Wellstone, his wife Sheila, and others died in that plane crash in northern Minnesota. He was a rock and a true leader and a statesman on those days and every day following, and I'm grateful for his friendship and what he's meant to Minnesota. And just ask you members, would you join me in recognizing a Minnesota treasure, former congressman and one of our former colleagues, Congressman Jim Ramstad. Thank you, members. I thought it'd be helpful to put my speech into a form much like all I really know I learned in kindergarten, except putting a little twist on it and saying all I really know in politics I learned from Jim Ramstad. And I think it could be helpful to all of us in these days. Here are just a few of the lessons that I learned over my years of working with Jim. There are too many to truly list, but again, I just want to go through a few and kind of add some context. First lesson is one Jim mentioned on a regular basis when he spoke. I don't take myself seriously, but I take my job very seriously. Jim took his job representing the people he represented more seriously than anyone I've ever met in elected office. The passion and care he had for those who voted for him, and especially those who did not, was incredible. The title of state senator is an incredible honor, members. The responsibility to represent nearly 80,000 citizens in our communities is an unbelievable privilege. Humility in this job and in life goes a long way. I'm thankful for the example that Jim set for me and so many others, and I hope I've lived up to those words in a small way in my time in the Senate. Next lesson I learned, always run like you're 20 points behind. And you know what, Jim? As someone who ran your campaigns in 2000, 2002, winning at 70% in a swing district is something that is truly miraculous. And I will tell you that with your pace and passion, it was really hard to keep up. But it conditioned me, and I will tell you that in 2016, when Clinton beat Trump by 18.5%, it sure came in handy, so I thank you for that. A special thank you to the people of Senate District 44 who gave me the honor of a lifetime to serve them. These are my communities I grew up in here in the Senate. There are too many people to thank from the campaign, but a few I truly have to acknowledge. Bailey, Bob, Maureen, David, Amy, Tracy, Annie, Kristen, Steve, Danny, Rachel, Joan, Greg, Bill, Ron, and Janet, these are names that may not mean anything to you, but these are people that are very special and can't thank them enough for the time, talents, and treasures that they poured into helping with our election. Next lesson, and those of us who worked for Jim heard it daily, we have to raise our F's to a D, our D's to a C, our C's to a B, and our B's to an A. Jim's commitment to public service was second to none. Watching him work on a daily basis was invaluable to me. He expected a lot out of us, but he never expected more out of anyone more than he expected out of himself. There was always an urgency every day to dig deeper, try harder, and do better for the constituents of the 3rd Congressional District. For those of you who have worked closely with me here at the Senate, truly I thank you. If I pushed too hard at times, I apologize, but it was meant to push all of us to do better and work harder for the people of Senate District 44. To my legislative assistants who endured quite a bit of punishment from people unhappy with me or things we were doing here, I can't thank you enough for standing with me and serving alongside me. To Scott Missling, Joey Wiley, Rachel Bakke, Aaron Warnimi, thank you from the bottom of my heart. To the incredible Higher Education Committee staff, Tricia Elite, Jason Fossum, Brittany Johnson, Andrew Larson, Joan White, Andrew Erickson, and Hannah Grunwald, thank you. You're some of the best and brightest people I've had the privilege to work with. To the comm staff and the rest of the staff, many of you owe a tremendous debt of gratitude, which words cannot do justice. Next lesson, seek solutions in a bipartisan, pragmatic, and common sense way. Jim's bipartisan work as a member of Congress is legendary. Whether it was the Mental Health Parity Act that passed in 2008 after years and years of tireless work, which gave people with mental health issues the same access to insurance and treatment as those with physical ailments, or the Jacob Wetterling Crimes Against Children Act, a part of the 1994 crime bill that requires convicted child molesters to register with the police after their release. Jim was always working on behalf of others and with others, no matter of their politics, to get things done. In a challenging environment, I hope I've lived up to this charge as well. Members, I'm truly grateful for the work we did together on the issues like the small business relief grants, where Senator Pratt, thanks for letting me use your desk. Higher education, workforce development, training, education, taxes, healthcare, mental health, helping disadvantaged students, and so many more issues. I thank you for that work. Next lesson is a favorite quote from President Ronald Reagan, which Jim quoted often. The person who agrees with you 80% of the time is a friend and ally, not a 20% traitor. It's been noted often that the legislature and politics has become too partisan. We've heard it in a couple of retirement speeches. Maybe it's easier to say as you're walking out the door, but this is something that I think I've said repeatedly, probably to many of you in the room. Frankly speaking, both nationally and here in Minnesota, it's become a political dumpster fire, and we can all do better. The villainization of each other at times here at the Capitol, but especially on social media, is just too much. And I know all of you. I think I've gotten to know every one of you, and I know that's not your heart. So I hope at some point we can do better. For me, the relationships that have made this room will be valued for the remainder of my life. I apologize in advance to my colleagues, but I can't start naming people and telling stories because we'll be here for the length of Cohn's speech. And he served 40 years, he gets 40 minutes. I'm not taking 40 minutes. So, but just know how much I appreciate you and the connections we've had, the time we've spent together, even late in the morning or early in the morning, whatever it was, upside down. I'm grateful. When we may not have always agreed on the issues, but I appreciate each and every one of you. From my sweet mates, seatmates, not my sweethearts, sweet mates, Jasinski and Johnson, freshman classmates to leadership, to chairs who have been particularly helpful. Relationships matter, and I thank you for your friendships. I will miss working with all of you. Next lesson, you don't have to serve in public service to do public service. Jim has had a long history of civic and community involvement and is a shining example for those that don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. We're surrounded by unsung heroes in the Senate that serve all of us and serve the people of Minnesota each and every day in extraordinary ways. To Sven and Marilyn, and the rest of the sergeant's office and our state patrol, Bob Meyerson is here from the House, good friend from years gone by. And thank you for your service and your protection. To Cal, Colleen, Mike, Jessica, Diane, and everyone in the Secretary's office, thank you. To David and AJ, Shannon, and everybody at Senate Media, thank you for making us all look good, probably much better than we deserve at times. And to Pastor Mike Smith, I don't know if he's still here, thank you for praying for and leading this body spiritually as our Senate chaplain. To one of my cherished friends I've made during the time here in the Senate, and I think many of you are his friend as well, Tim Shane, and the entire maintenance crew. Yeah, I don't know if Tim will ever see this, but he's a special person, and I just want them to know they are awesome. And I thank you for the incredible work to make the Minnesota Senate building shine every day. The final words of wisdom, because I'm going to melt and sweat my way out of here, from Jim that I'll share today, and some of the most important words that he reminded us daily, was it's all about faith, family, and friends, the most important things in life. As a person of faith, this had a major impact on me as I started my career as a believer. My identity over the last 4 years has never been in the title of being a senator. I've shared this with some of you, but my faith is my identity. Ephesians 2:10 tells us that we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do. Members, we stand on the shoulders of giants like Jim Ramstad, those who have come before us and represented Minnesota so well. Each of you, and I mean each of you, all 66, those that can't be with us today, have unique gifts and have been prepared for this time in service, prepared to do mighty work, world-changing work. And I hope you can rest in that, embrace that, and continue to serve your constituents in the state of Minnesota in that spirit. And to my family, like many in this chamber who have lost parents or family members over the last 4 years, we lost my dad in October of 2018. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it to the Capitol to see his son serve in the Senate, but I know he was proud. He was the hardest working person I've ever known, working his way in South Minneapolis from virtually nothing to a successful career as a small business owner. He built his business to take care of others, take care of community, take care of our family, but he cared about others. He spent years advocating for his beloved South Minneapolis community and the Minnesota Service Station Association, lobbying the likes of Jim Ramstad, the Walt Dietsichs in Minneapolis, the Dick Cohens, the Ann Rests, and many others who have served before us in local, state, and federal office. He was quite an example to me as well. My mom, on the other hand, who's with us today, has become an aficionado of the Minnesota legislature. And she nods. As you sit, members, in committee, on this floor, in caucus, and think, who in the world is watching? Diane Anderson is watching. And with others, but I will tell you, I will often get the calls the next day. Did you see what happened in Senator Benson's committee? Mom, no, I was in taxes committee, or I was busy. But did you know that so-and-so did this and that and this? She knows all of you. She knows your bills. She knows your committee assignments. So when I and Senator Jensen and Senator Lane and Senator Cohen may not be here with you next year, I'm getting updates from her. So just know that. And I'm grateful, Mom, and I love you dearly. And the most important job that I have on this earth, and I think many of you can agree, is being a husband and a father. To my wife, Jamie, you're the love of my life. I knew I wouldn't do this. You're the love of my life, and I can't imagine doing life without you. To Lacey and Maggie, you're the light of my world. And I'm so proud of young women, dang it, that you're becoming. And I can't wait to see the amazing things that you're going to do to help change this world for the better. Thank you to all of you and the rest of your family, of our family, who can't be here today, for being so supportive and encouraging these past 4 years. Many of you understand that we don't serve alone. Our families serve right along with us. And so when we're getting threats or we're getting angry calls, or once in a while you might get a nice comment in the grocery store, they're right there with you. And oftentimes they're not deserved of the things that are said and done. And to all my friends, too many to name, amazing coworkers throughout the years, my dear friends, Governor Tim and Mary Peleni, who couldn't be here, and so many people who make me a better person. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, Mr. President, members, thank you for the memorable moments, good and bad, in this amazing chapter of my life. God bless.
Senator Anderson, when you're done, please make your way up here, please. We got a plaque for you. Senator Anderson, on behalf of the Senate, we have a plaque that says Paul T. Anderson, 2017 to 2020, in recognition of your dedication and service to the people of the state of Minnesota through your accomplishments in the state Senate.
Thanks, Militant.
All right, man. Nice work. With that, members, the Senate is still in recess, and I don't have any further guidance for you at this point. So the Senate is in recess to the call of the President. Please watch your emails.